Hi, everyone. Very well welcome and hearty welcome again to all of you. I trust everyone's doing really well. I would like to first apologize for being about 20 minutes late. I shouldn't say technical issues, there were some delays, unexpected delays. But I do apologize if anyone were waiting to watch this webinar. However, we managed to start as quick as possible. My name is Azadur Rahman. I'm the regional manager for Middle East and North Africa. However, I've taken up a new role of global partner liaison manager. Welcome to our today's live webinar session. We would cover the topic of tuition fees and how can you fund your studies into universities, which is a very common question that we get asked from the students regarding if there is any scholarship, what's the lowest fees I can pay, what's the fees for that course, and things like that every single day, which is why I've thought that okay, we can cover a session where we talk about what's the scholarship from UK universities and what's the other external scholarships or government scholarships that are being offered to the students globally. Before that, I would like to briefly tell you about AHNZ. We obviously serve as a vital link between international students and UK universities. We only promote higher institutions in the UK. We do not have any other services for any other countries such as USA, Canada, and Australia. We are very much exclusive to UK and expert to UK universities and admission services. Our goal is to offer comprehensive counselling services to all the prospective students that would like to study in the UK. We have more than 350 counsellors globally. Most of our counselors are UK graduates. So what we do is that we connect with you as soon as you send us a query that you would like to study in the UK, and then we listen to your preferences, which course you want to study, where in the UK you want to study. If you have any shortlisted universities that in your mind that you want to study particularly, we listen to everything, then we start your admission journey. It's going to be, it definitely is a teamwork between our counselors and the students. And we assist from inquiry stage all the way up to you are enrolled to the university. And almost all our services are free, except one or two countries where we actually have to, do a little service charge. But most of our services are absolutely free. We are in the business for more than about 13 years. We successfully assisted more than 25,000 students who are now either they finished their studies or now studying at a UK university over the last 13 years. We've got a big alumni network, and we are successfully now operating in 17 countries with 51 branches exist in these countries. So without further ado, let me quickly pull up the presentation slide, and there we go. I'd like to talk more about funding, which is the main topic of today's webinar. So let me go to the next one. Okay, here's a quick rundown of the fees that you can expect if you want to study in the UK. So I've put undergraduate programs, which is it can be between 11,000 to 40,000 pounds, depending on what course you would like to do, depending on which university, which city you would like to go for. And there are quite a lot of variables why the fees are higher at certain universities and fees are lower at obviously some universities. So the cheapest I can think of is about £11,000 from next September intake 2025. And every year the fees goes up by about 3% in most of the universities. Some universities do not tend to increase the fees, but most of the universities, according to the inflation rate and normally the world changes, things goes up, the prices goes up, so the fees goes up a little bit as well. The cheapest I can think of is £11,000. There are some universities range between 11 to 15,000 pounds for undergraduate courses. Some mentioned what the name would be: Wrexham University, Chester, Leeds Trinity, Staffordshire, Bangor, London South Bank. So these are some of the universities that stays between 11 to 15,000 pounds. However, if you are choosing a high-ranked university, globally high-ranked universities, or if you are choosing a course such as medicine probably, or a lab-based course, these can be quite expensive, way more than £15,000. Some medicine and dentistry courses are around between 30 to £40,000 each year. So it really depends. So if someone comes to us and say, I want to go to the cheapest university and I want to do an undergraduate degree, we tend to obviously ask for how much is your budget. And if someone says, no, I don't have a budget more than £5,000, unfortunately, probably it will be quite difficult for you to think of studying in the UK. So you just have to keep that in mind, that the tuition fees for undergraduate programs starts from about £11,000 each year. And undergraduate programs or bachelor programs are generally 3 years long. So each year you are going to pay that money. So the cheapest one would be still about that price, goes all the way up to 40,000. Similarly, for postgraduate programs, starts around £12,000. I believe there will be one or two universities which is slightly below £12,000, but most of the affordable ones starts from £12,000. That's why I've put up £12,000. And again, it goes up to 45, depending on very specialized medicine programs, and depending on which university we're choosing. Obviously, globally high-ranked universities such as Oxford, Cambridge, UCL, Imperial College, Lancaster, Manchester, Edinburgh, all those universities are quite expensive because of their reputation, global high ranking, and other because of other variables. But postgraduate programs, if we have a lot of query comes from developing countries, or that I want to study probably an MBA, but I would like to go for the most affordable universities that exist in the UK. So even most affordable, it doesn't go below that much. So you just keep that in mind. And what are the factors, like I said, affecting the fees? Definitely the course type. If you are choosing a medicine program or dentistry program or medical related programs, definitely expect the fees will be much, much higher, because these are lab based. Even some of the engineering programs or arts programs, they're quite higher than the general business or computer science courses maybe. So it really depends. Also, university ranking is a big factor again. If you are choosing the top 50, top 100 in the world, or top 30 in the UK, you are going to expect higher fees than normal. Sometimes cities can be a factor as well, not massively. Probably in London, because of the demand, everyone wants to study in London. London is being one of the most popular cities in the world. So London universities tend to be slightly higher than the similar ranked universities outskirts of London. So so some cities can be a variable affected to affect the fees. What other additional cost apart from fees you need to expect? Obviously, when you get your cars, I mentioned that, in the previous webinars, that you have to pay your visa fees, which is £490. That's a one-off fee. You have to also pay IHS. Apologies, I put HIS. It should be IHS, which is Immigration Health Surcharge. That's 776 per year. So if you're coming for a bachelor degree, which is 3 years long, you have to times it by 3. You got the plane fare, lab fees, books, field trips, all of these like little things you have to consider before you fly into UK and prepare yourself. Going into next slide, scholarship options for international students, which is the most asked question whenever we do counseling and we are connecting to the students for the first time, that how much is the scholarship? Is there a full funded scholarship? Is there a 50% discount? Can I study for free? All sorts of inquiries, and it is, to be honest, quite tricky to answer sometimes. In a nutshell, obviously, international student must pay the fees, or they have to arrange a fund either from their government or other sponsored, but they have to pay the fees. Very rarely you will find that, okay, I get 100% discount or 50% discount. It doesn't really work like that. So there are scholarships available from the universities. Almost all have some general scholarships or automatic scholarships for international students. So they give it as a bursary or a discount, or even named by scholarships too. So you got merit-based scholarships. For example, you want to study a bachelor degree and you have spectacular marks or incredible grades from your bachelor degrees and you are a phenomenal student. So definitely it's worth applying for that. Or sometime university automatically look at your, when you apply, and they look at your grades and they offer a discount or a scholarship, which can be between £1,000 to up to probably £5,000 to £6,000, or sometimes even in percentage wise, it can be between 10 to 30% discount on the total fees. So if we are looking at gross fees, for example, if a published fees on the website is 20,000, but because of your grades and you were a great student, that's why you got a merit-based scholarship, which is £5,000. So the fees comes down to actually 15,000 for a great university or a high-ranked university. Apart from that, obviously, there are other need-based awards. There are country-based awards that some universities for specific countries, they also give scholarships. There are full fee discounts. For example, if you are paying the entire amount before getting your class or before enrollment, and a lot of universities, almost 80% universities, they give like a lump sum bursary. Okay, you pay in one off, we give you 5% off from the total fee. So that turns out to be like 500 to 1,000, sometimes 1,500. So that's some help, honestly. Apart from in the university scholarships, there are obviously external scholarships available, such as Commonwealth scholarships, Rotary International, local government funding in Middle East, especially in Qatar, Saudi, Kuwait, Bahrain, Oman. These countries' government actually fund their students. They pay for the total tuition fees directly to the university. They also give maintenance cost, plane fares, and things like that to their students. In other countries, such as Commonwealth countries, they have Commonwealth scholarship as well. So you can always look at that. I can talk an hour about these ones, but it is better that if you try to do some of the research or connect with one of our counselors who are well aware of the scholarships. And after this session, I'll be in the Zoom call for about 10, 15 minutes. So if you want to discuss more, feel free to tune in and come to that Zoom session. There you go. The link is in the below, and we can discuss more about it. Apart from the external scholarships, there are some government scholarships, such as Shivering Scholarship, which is given by the UK government to about 160 countries' national students. So you pretty much stand a chance to get that scholarship if you have previous, academic background. You have. Sorry, my bad. Just this. Yeah. So previous great academic grades. Other extracurricular activities, if they see that you can be a potential asset for the university and the country, of course, you can apply for the scholarship. But those scholarships are extremely competitive. You should actually apply a year before. There are deadlines for those scholarships. So please, just Google Shivering Scholarships for UK, and you will get all the information from their official website. Great Scholarships also is a very common and very popular one, which is this scholarship is given from the universities. They collaborate with British Council, and most of the universities have about certain numbers of great scholarships where you get a lump sum amount, either a full fee amount or a £10,000, tuition fees off. So it is widely available across the board. So have a look at in British Council website to find out the requirement and how to apply for that. But like I said, these are external scholarships and government scholarships are very competitive. There are lots of students applying for these, and only a certain numbers are chosen. And then you have the normal discount from the universities, which everyone pretty much gets. So you will still have, if you don't secure an external scholarship or a government scholarship, you are pretty much paying the fees for yourself. So just some tips maybe, or a few steps which you can follow to prepare yourself financially while studying in the UK. Obviously, there are many postgrad applicants who's been saving after their undergraduate work, and they're saving some money to invest in their career. And this is a good way of saving some money in the future if you want to do a master degree. A lot of students secure part-time job while they're in the UK, so they can actually help themselves with the maintenance cost and living cost and other expenses, so that you don't have to worry about these ones, while you can work 20 hours a week legally while you're a student. And during the holiday period or off-term period, you can actually work full-time. And a lot of students, they utilize the summer break, which is kind of about 3 months, to work full-time gather amount of, a lump sum amount of money and pay towards their second year of the fees when they start in September again, which is a great way of helping yourself financially. There are almost all the universities have installment options available. So if you are struggling to pay your fees at one go, you can actually speak to the finance team to set up installment plans, either it is monthly or quarterly or half yearly, but there are installment options are available, so you can pay actually your fees with installment. I always tell our students who are coming from overseas, obviously every intake, that you should really come prepared financially. Do not just come without knowing how much you are going to need for a couple of months, even if you're relying on a part-time job, but it's not really easy to get a job overnight. So you have to come to UK, enroll to your course, then apply for a national insurance number if you want to apply. If for jobs, basically you have to open a bank account, then start looking for jobs. So that takes a month or two. If you are coming to countryside areas or local small towns, jobs are really more competitive to get because it's not enough supply for demand. So you should really come prepared, knowing where you're going, how much is your accommodation going to cost you, how much your food is going to cost you, and I would say bring money with you so that you don't struggle for first 2-3 months financially, which a lot of students makes mistake, and they really assume that as soon as they arrive, they will secure a job within a week, part-time, and they can live very comfortably on that, which is okay once you secure a job, but it's never really that easy to secure a job within a week. So you should actually, come prepared for at least 2 months. And then within that 2 months, that will give you enough time to settle in to the UK, knowing your surroundings, knowing where you are, understanding the culture, the everything. And then obviously you start looking for a job and you secure one. And then that can be really helpful with your living cost and expenses. I guess that's really it. I know it is quite brief. However, I wanted to cover the most within the time frame, obviously. But this is our contact details. You can reach out to any of our counselors, any of our officers, or with me as well. I'm based in the head office. If you just email that email address or scan that QR code, that will take you to our global offices. And if wherever you were watching from, you can reach out to our offices or pick up your phone, just give us a call, and you can discuss more about your affordability, how much you can really afford, and if we can help you with scholarships. To be honest, any university side scholarships, we help the students applying for them, giving them tips how to apply. We also reach out to the universities to see if we can get the maximum scholarship for our students. But external ones, all of us are expert, and we give tips and guidance to the students, and they have to apply themselves. But yeah, I think it's a very important matter that if you are thinking of studying in the UK but you don't have enough funds, maybe reach out to us and see if you are actually eligible for one of these external ones, and we can guide you better. But until then, thank you very much. I really appreciate your time. We'll see you another week. Thank you, and goodbye for now.
At AHZ Associates, we have proudly served more than 450,000 students for the last 10 years. There are over 550 global counselors who are dedicatedly guiding students with their UK university applications. We have achieved more than 30 top recruitment awards and 98% student satisfaction, which is an inspiration for us to uphold our reputation. Let's explore your higher education journey. We're available 24/7 at your service on every social media platform. Schedule an appointment, and we will arrange a session with one of our UK graduate expert counselors. We will assess your qualifications and get back to you with possible options. Our assigned consultant will find the best university for you that suits your needs. You will need to bring your passport, all academic certificates and transcripts, IELTS or UKVI IELTS score, curriculum vitae, personal statement, reference letter, and bank statements so that our experts can extensively check your file before submitting it to be processed by the university. Also, our counselors will assist you in receiving an offer letter from your desired UK university. After successfully completing the CAS interview, the university will issue a CAS letter, which you will need to apply for a tier for student visa. Our experts will assist you in finding the most suitable student accommodation for you. You will have to attend a scheduled interview at the UK Embassy. However, you may be required to face a UKVI credibility interview. We will give you pre-departure guidance and continue to keep in touch with you while you are in the UK. If you need further assistance to get transportation service, please contact us, and we will help you ensure your safe arrival from the airport. Our representatives will guide you through getting a student travel card for the UK. You may open a student bank account before you start your journey. To get guidance on how to open a bank account in the UK, you can contact us too. All our services are available on our website for you.